I remember when Smokey was always hearing beats and rapping all over the block, he never stopped singing. Smokey wanted to be the next Tupac Shakur, he always said, but that dream ended before beginning. I remember always seeing Smokey with his mother Margaret outside on the front porch, sitting down listening to 90s records. Margaret was a fine single mother who had strict discipline with her son but was the most loving mother I had seen in my whole life. Only bad thing about her, it was her cigarette addiction. I'd never seen a smoker like her before. That woman finished one and light another one 5 seconds later. Margaret and I grew up together. We were neighbors in the same block since I was 6. Her mother was a nice old lady who took care of kids from the foster system. Margaret's mother, Stacy, was an ex-vet who did tours in Kuwait and Afghanistan. She was honorable discharge, but sadly she couldn't find the help she needed for the trauma her tours left her. Stacy couldn't maintain a job since her PTSD affected her daily life, and every job she was able to find she lost it in less than 3 months. That is why she decided to become a foster mother. Smokey's dreams of being a rap sensation ended when doctors discovered stage 3 lung cancer on his mother, which was devastating for him since his mother is the most important person in his life. Smokey's life changed drastically after this news. Smokey turned into a cold-blooded person who you wouldn't want to mess with. Being poor and from the hood, neither Smokey or his mother had health insurance, therefore Smokey took a desperate route and entered their underworld, making himself a drug dealer known to make anything he needed to do to get the money for his mother's treatment. Margaret never knew about his life. He just told her he found a good job with great pay and health insurance. Smokey told his mom that the only downside of the job is that it was on nights and some days he would have to leave town to go to other factories that the company owned. Margaret was very proud. Her kid from the block had jumped to the big corporations and had a prestigious job where he traveled and helped other people, since Smokey's job was in production of hospital equipment. Smokey's days were not easy. At day he was with his mom and on nights on the corner. Smokey confided on me one day and we had a heart-to-heart conversation where he explained to me that his fear was not getting killed or going to jail. His real fear was doing everything he can to save his mother, and at the end he loses her. People talk about people on the street or working the corner, but they don't know the real reason behind that decision. Sure, some do it because they want money the easy way or to prove themselves as the bad boys, but not Smokey. Smokey was risking his life and liberty just to have his mother alive. Smokey took control over the corner in no time. Greatest philosophers have said over the course of life that an ambitious man is a powerful and danger man, and I confirmed it after seeing Smokey. The sweet noble kid from the block was not so sweet and noble now. He had cold-blooded eyes, you could see ambition on his eyes, and he wouldn't laugh to nobody's jokes. For him everything was business, nothing more, nothing less. One night we heard a shooting on the block. It sounded like war was happening here. You could hear pistols, automatic weapons. I think I even heard the sound of a grenade, since something exploded, as I had never heard an explosion before. When everyone got up, there was more than 100 bullet holes between cars, houses, street signs, you name it. They were looking for Smokey. Only thing is that Smokey was not there. He was in the hospital with his mom since she had an unexpected turn and was worse. Doctors told Smokey that the most that they could do it was make her comfortable, and the most he can do is pray. Smokey came back to the corner and saw what happened. He was grateful that nobody died, but still he was devastated to see the block he grew up in was a victim of drug and street violence, where he was the main protagonist of bringing that life there. Immediately he started crying and dropped on his knees where he asked God for help. He said he was going to give everything he had made if his mother could be again with him on the front porch as they did when he was a kid. He made money for his mom, which wasn't worth nothing since it did not help her. He brought violence to the nice environment he had grew up. He had chains, cars, women's, anything he wanted he could buy except the most important thing in life, his mother's health. After a few days, Smokey's mother started to make an improvement, which doctors thought it was more time with Smokey. Little they know that the more time was going more than anyone anticipated. In 2 weeks Smokey's mom made an amazing recovery, and when doctors repeated Margaret's test, they couldn't believe the results. She had nothing on her lungs. In fact, her lungs had never been healthier. It was a miracle nobody could explain, except Smokey. Smokey knew better than anyone what was that about and how it happened. Smokey pawned all his material things, and the money he got with the money he had saved he went and donated to various non-profit organizations which covered homeless veterans, homeless children, organizations that gave foods to poor countries or those who had atmospherical events and lost everything to it. Smokey came back with his mom to their home and took a sit on their front porch. Smokey never told Margaret about the reality of his job. He just quitted to be with her and take care while Margaret never touched another cigarette again.